On this week's Celts in the Caribbean, we're going to be talking about
Canadian beavers destroying the internet,
cocaine bananas,
a drunk teacher taking kids to a lap dancer and on a school vacation,
rare Roman penises,
the battle for the Joshes,
and mental Scottish seagulls. All this and more on this week's Celts in the Caribbean.
Enjoy.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Celts in the Caribbean, episode 37. My name is Alan, and across from me is the incredibly sexy
Yunan.
Hey, buddy.
I hope my voice was as sexy as the appearance.
It met all my expectations.
Excellent.
So, welcome, guys. It is Celts in the Caribbean. We are here to have a few beers and talk about the crazy news stories.
Some shit.
Yeah, I've still got a huge backlog of stories, so it's going to be an action-packed episode. But just to jump straight in, there has been something that has been weighing on my mind this whole time, since January, actually, when the debate started raging online. So you know it's going to be a good one.
I'm excited to know what the debate is.
Yeah, I want to pitch it early so we can mull it over.
Okay.
And those of you listening at home can mull it over. And then we'll maybe have a little chat about it later on.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Could a single speeding Cheeto, or What's-It for those of you in the UK, could a single speeding Cheeto / What's-It destroy the International Space Station if it was hurtling through space at whatever speed? That's what we're gonna. So that's the debate that's been going on since January 2021.
And where did it pick up this speed?
It's in space.
Things just get quicker in space.
Somebody shot it out of a Cheeto launcher.
Yeah, okay. Like a potato launcher that was just modified to fit Cheetos.
You're already adding in very complex.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, it's fine. I don't know. Maybe it started off at a snail's pace. Somebody was on the moon having a little snack. It got away from them. And over the years, it's just started. I think it's a physics question whether the velocity / density of a What's-It at whatever speed could it penetrate and destroy the International Space Station. I will preface this by saying we don't have a definitive answer because NASA have declined to comment. But
we've been contacting them all week. How did they not respond to us?
It's the same as Pornhub. I'm just getting ghosted. Neither of them are responding to my emails.
We have no leverage with these people. What is the story?
I need to bump into one of them at like some kind of convention.
Maybe we should just make up
friends.
Like an email address that is seemingly governmental sounding.
Oh, I think CIT, if we abbreviate it, CITC can come across as like a kind of posh. Well, not posh, but like government. Like, we're members of the CITC. We need to know. We need access to your files.
We need access. Yeah. We need to know what's at Area 51.
Yeah.
So the issue would be whether or not it's soggy or dry. Because if it's soggy, it's just going to just...
The thing is, this is why I pitched it early so we could talk about it later, because there's so many elements to this question. Like, would it just disintegrate? What kind of, like, yeah.
What do you think?
Would the gravity, like, combust it into, like, a tiny little metal pellet that would just go straight through?
What do you think?
I'll let you know what I think later on.
Okay.
We want you on tender hooks.
Okay. Well, then I'll keep my opinions until later too.
Okay. Well, I have a... Do you want me to start with, like, so
go
first headline of the week. So we're going to go Florida Man because he just gives us so much entertainment
one guy
on Celts in the Caribbean. I want you to become Florida Man for a moment.
I feel like I am.
Okay, get into the mind.
Many days.
Rub yourself with some gator oil. lube up with gator juice, like get into the mind, because I want to see if your actions would mimic the Florida man actions.
All right.
Okay, if you can. Right. So this is a Florida man. He's in Florida. You're a metalhead.
Yep.
Okay. Love metal.
Love metal.
Your uncle got you into metal.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Uncle Philip, but not Philip as in Philip Schofield. Philip with an F, because you don't. In Florida, you spell Philip with a F-I-L-I-P.
Of course you do.
Okay. Now, Uncle Philip unfortunately died in a car accident 20 years ago and donated his body to medical science. That body was taken to Greece. And for the last 20 years, Greek medical students have been, just
looking at Uncle Philip.
Looking at Uncle Philip, doing certain kind of tests, whatever they do. 20 years have passed. We're back into present day. Uncle Philip's remains are being given back to the family. So I don't know how they do that. If you just wake up one morning
and there's a shoebox of Uncle Philip.
Well, it's Uncle Philip's skeleton has arrived on your doorstep. You're a metalhead Florida man. What do you do with Uncle Philip's skeleton? Full skeleton.
Okay. I make sure that all the bones are able to be kept together.
Yep. It's still kind of pieced together like you would see. You'd picture one of those kind of plastic skeletons in.
Take it to a mosh pit.
Take him to a mosh pit. You're not far off. They turned him into a guitar.
Fuck off. Oh my God.
So they used his rib cage and his spine as the kind of body of the guitar. And then added on I don't know the technical term, the endy bit. And
the endy bit.
And turned him into the Flip Skelecaster.
Oh,
so
wow.
Flip is now a metal guitar. Not a metal guitar, it's a bone guitar, but
made for metal.
Made for exclusively singing and playing metal.
Wow.
Which is pretty awesome. You weren't far off with your guess.
Yeah, but that is definitely they thought outside the box for that one.
Yeah. So thank you, Flip and Florida Man. Another Florida Man story in the bag. That's the only one I had for this week.
Yeah, but that's
not the only story. Don't worry. Just the only Florida Man story.
Did you see the drunk teacher who took his pupils to a strip club?
Yes.
What a guy.
This was a great story.
Yeah, so he took them to a strip club in Costa Rica. This was not the only faux pas that he did. He continually got drunk with the pupils. And he was really just being himself, I think.
Yeah, I wonder if he was just at the end of his... everybody's been... So it was on his first holiday since COVID, and he's just treated his pupils like lads, essentially.
So a list of the shit, because he got sent home early for behavior that was unacceptable to the school. But a list of some of the things that were going on was he was drinking with pupils. He was allowing one or more pupils to drink alcohol despite being under the age of 18. He threatened to kick the head in of a pupil and kill another. Oh, God. He told one pupil, "I'm not in trouble. You'll be in trouble."
Ooh, that's classic schoolyard banter, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not stinky.
You fucking dick. Taking one or more pupils to a strip club. Acting aggressively.
Wait, that's a little one or more. I hope it's more.
Yeah.
Because I feel like taking a group
is better
than taking one.
Just your mate Dave, who's 17. Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, that's
acting aggressively towards the woman leading the trip when she tried to help him back to his tent, and exposing himself to the woman in a shared hotel room, although it was agreed that this was not a malicious or sexually motivated.
So he's just hammered, towel on after the shower, And it's like
towel falls off, and he's
falls
like,
off.
"Oh, I'm sorry, Karen."
The Bobby is free and loose.
Yeah,
that is a mental story. I just quickly got it up on my screen there. I Googled it. This is the teachers from Northumberland.
Yeah.
So this is a UK based school that is taking their students to Costa Rica. In Dundee, you know where I went on a fucking school trip? To the local incinerator.
To see your garbage being fucking burned?
To see the garbage. And as like an extra bonus, we went, because we went on a double-decker bus, as an extra bonus on that school trip, we went to the double-decker bus washing facility.
Oh my God.
And that was the highlight, got to go through the car wash.
So essentially the bus was taking you home and he's like, "Hey kids, we're going to go through this other really fun theme park."
I bought it like hook, line, and sinker.
You're like, "Oh my God, look at the size of those brushes."
We're out of school.
Now these kids are, or at least the parents are paying £4,850 per term for this school.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I actually just got really depressed about my school trip there. I've got like,
it's all right.
I had fond memories of that day, but now I look back on it and I'm hearing these guys are going to strip clubs in Costa Rica.
Absolute shit.
And I went to an incinerator and a fucking car wash. What was I learning there?
Absolutely fuck all. I went to the zoo. That was typically the one we went to. Zoo. We went to some caves. We went to the beach. Yeah, we went down the country for it, but like we weren't paying $4,850 per term. This was like a public school like outing. You know what I mean?
My school now has razor wire around outside. But
really?
But I don't think that's to protect the pupils. I think that's to protect the general public. Just like once they're inside, you're safe.
Those
from 9 till 3:30.
Whenever this story first came out, it was like I don't know. It is a pretty ridiculously hilarious story. Like the guy just totally lost his shit essentially, and just
actually you've done your what did we call our segment? The Celts in the Caribbean history. This one's from 2019, but so this is pre-COVID, so you can't even blame COVID. That it was
you can't blame COVID for
mental.
It. But the comments section on this is hilarious, man. It's
all the pupils just going, "Oh, the fucking great time with Mr."
No, but it's something similar. It's like
Mr. Glenn.
The first 20 comments is like old people going, "Oh my God, I wish I had this teacher when I was growing up. This guy's a legend." And then then they're like, "Oh, surely you can let him off. The kids had a good time." Or surely the kids weren't complaining about this. Who's complaining about this nonsense? I mean, that's pretty great.
Yeah. But he was IT, so the person that's complaining is probably the one terrified little IT student that he took to a strip club, and he had like Costa Rican boobies in his face.
This is not a mouse.
What's going on?
I double clicked. It's not going away. But yeah, that did happen. Yeah. So what are we talking about, mate?
I have. I was just so involved with that one. Seems we're talking about historical stories. I'm going to take us back to Roman times.
Exciting.
And rare Roman penises.
Okay.
Back in 2018, there was a £1.5 billion upgrade to the A14. And while they were upgrading that road, this is a road in the UK, they found a load of different pieces of Roman architecture. And it just took until recently that they've put it together. So bits of stone, and boom, right in your face, big Roman penis. So it's essentially a stone Roman penis jigsaw puzzle. I don't think that was originally how it was sold.
3 pieces to it?
3 or 4, but I'd out of a $1 billion upgrade, they probably found a lot of different bits of stone. I'm not sure if they're sitting around with all the bits of stone, but yeah, apparently they put this all together
and they made a cock,
but a rare cock. I don't know how
one that's not cooked thoroughly.
Yeah, I don't know if there's tons of non-rare cocks around, but yeah, there we go. We got that. That's our history story of the week.
Where did they leave it?
The Romans?
Where was this stone penis?
Where's it now?
Yeah.
Well, it took them fucking 3-4 years to put this stone penis jigsaw puzzle back together. I'd imagine they'll be displaying it somewhere in a museum. If you know where it is, let us know, because we can go on a Celts in the Caribbean field trip to the stone penis, the Roman stone penis.
And if you're lucky, we might go to a strip club.
And then we can wash the car afterwards.
Yes. Now you're talking.
Good times.
Did you see the Canadian beavers that took down the whole town's internet?
I did. Yeah.
900 people left without internet. How the fuck did they do it? It went through 1 meter of soil to go through, and now I'm going to move to Imperial, but to go through then 4.5 inches of conduit to even get to the cable.
Beavers are impressive beasts. We just reintroduced them to Scotland, and there can be a little bit of a menace. Those cheeky little beavers.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I also loved about the news story. They put it like that. That the beaver in Canada is the national animal, while it is the national animal. Many people are still on the fence as to how much they like it, whether or not it's a bit of a menace or it's just cute and cuddly.
Yeah, I have seen I think it was a meme or just somebody theorizing online. It was wondering what is going through a beaver's mind. If it's so it sees a nice running stream and it's like, okay, I'm going to build a dam, then I can fish in the dam, and then I can live in the dam. Or if it's just sees running water and it's like, nope, fuck that.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I'm not having that on my watch.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not on TikTok, but my fiance is, and there is a beaver on TikTok where I think it's an orphaned beaver and somebody looks after it and it just runs around making dams all around the house out of whatever, the dog toys and whatever items it can choose and all this kind of stuff. So
I should check this out.
Check it out. Just go onto TikTok and search for beaver. Have a good time. Enjoy.
So specific.
Naughty Beaver.
So
naughtybeaver.com.
Specific. Yeah, those poor bastards were without internet for quite a while. And whenever they found it, they found a bunch of cable and everything in this little home, whatever it's called. Is it called is this home just called the dam?
I think so. Just the dam.
Yeah.
But talking about beavers, no.
Are we going to move to a Pornhub story?
No, not yet. I'm going to move to a cloning story, actually.
Oh, wow.
So this is about just before we went online,
hiatus.
We were talking a little bit about Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
And we are one step closer to Jurassic Park. So what has happened recently is there was a highly endangered type of ferret. So it was a black-footed ferret. And US scientists have successfully cloned it. So I know we've got Dolly the Sheep from Scotland. We've been doing a lot of cloning. But I think the thing that was different from this one is the DNA had been frozen since 1988. So if we've got some pterodactyl frozen in the permafrost, I think they've already found some woolly mammoths. I mean, it's not going to take a little much. Come on, scientists, we're almost there.
You just got to add
Jurassic Park.
Excuse the taking it from Jurassic Park, but the dino DNA.
Dino DNA. So these guys were thought to be extinct. So specifically the black-footed ferret, and they're all the current ones. I don't know how many are current, but were bred from 7 ancestors. So they've got to be not the smartest ferrets, I'd imagine. If there's only a pool of 7, there's a lot of A lot of inbreeding going on there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd imagine that's why there's a bit of they're trying to throw in some DNA and
a little bit of extinction going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of running into walls, I'd imagine, with these ferrets.
What do ferrets do anyway, other than provide coats for people?
That's the main thing, because there was a massive. I was going to say they actually all these ferrets got a COVID vaccine because they're so endangered, and there was a massive outbreak in Europe.
Grannies are probably in a home or something, so
yep, exactly.
To go visit, yeah.
But yeah, millions of ferrets in Europe had to be culled because they caught COVID.
Yeah, I saw that,
which sucked. But if you've watched Money House or La Papel de what's it in Spanish? La Casa de Papel on Netflix.
Okay.
Season 3, there's a ferret that has a pretty big part in stealing gold.
What are you watching? Is this like a telenovela?
No, Netflix.
Oh, yeah. But it doesn't make it less of a.
It's good. It's solid. I think it was a Spanish.
It's dubbed or
it's dubbed, but it's dubbed very well.
Okay.
But apparently they've also cloned a Mongolian wild horse. Oh man, it's pretty. We're only 20 minutes in, and I'm starting to skip over my words a little bit. Cloned a Mongolian wild horse using the same science. So this was 40-year-old DNA. Yeah. They cloned from a wild stallion called Kurt. Kurt.
Oh my god, that's a bit short.
Mongolian wild horse.
Did you get the pun?
I didn't. Because he was he wasn't a Shetland pony.
No, because Kurt is also being short.
Is it a short pony? Because the pony is
small. The word Kurt means to be short with someone.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that.
God. Where are we at here?
I apologize to everybody who did get that, but you're welcome to everybody who needed the explanation.
Did you see the Battle of the Joshes?
Are we talking the Pauls? No. I'm just.
God damn it! I've got that too. So you keep your dirty little paws off that. Dirty little man.
Battle of the Joshes.
The Battle of the Joshes.
I think I remember a Josh-related story, but you're gonna have to remind me.
Okay, this is quite a feel-good story. About a year ago, or a little bit more, a guy called Josh. Can't remember his second name. He specifically went on, he was really bored, essentially. He wasn't in work at this point, and he was really bored. So he's like, all right, going to look up my name on Facebook. And he found all the Joshes with his name. So he sent them a private message, challenged them to a fight.
A Josh off.
Yeah, exactly. And this garnered like a lot of attention because like hundreds of people he sent the message to. So he sent them a message asking to fight them in a local park in Arizona on this date. And hundreds of people turned up to it. And they were all called Josh, and it was to be the Battle of Josh.
Was it Josh plus surname that had to match, or
Precisely.
Just Josh?
So
like Josh Smith. Or was it just,
exactly right? So
I'm Josh, I can turn up, or do I have to be Josh Smith?
So I read the article the first time. And
Josh.
The first time I read the article, it was like Josh, say example, Josh Smith. And it was like all the Josh Smiths, and they were to fight. I don't know if that's what happened. I think just a bunch of Joshes did turn up to the park to fight. But hey, who cares? It was a really cool event. This guy threw this event, and they started with a rock, paper, scissors event where the guy who threw it battled another guy for rock, paper, scissors. He did win, and I'm kind of happy about that. And then it was a free-for-all with pool noodles and and like a couple of hundred Joshes in this park just going nuts. The winner, there was a winner to be the ultimate Josh, and it was a 4-year-old. It was a 4-year-old.
That's
and
awesome.
He whooped ass. He got himself a paper Burger King crown and like a WWF belt. And he went home a happy kid, man.
That probably means that all the other Joshes are actually really cool. Like,
yeah, exactly. I mean,
I can't imagine that 4-year-old legitimately won on physical prowess.
Absolutely not. You see,
So it's either Joshes are really cool or just uber weak.
Well, you watch the video. I mean, the kid is, he's a bit lame.
Next level. Oh,
no, everyone's just super sweet. So it like starts off. It's like 3, 2, 1, and the pool noodles just go nuts, and everyone's just beating the shit out of each other. And then the ultimate winner is this 4-year-old child.
I've never been so sad that I'm not called Josh. That I am right now.
Or living in Arizona, because that would have been a bit of a trip for a pool noodle fight.
Yeah, you never know what you do for a pool noodle fight until that opportunity comes up. That's a great story.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
I still have a couple of animal stories.
Go for it.
Do you want seagulls? Do you want non-seagulls?
Well, you're going to give the seagulls to me anyway, so let's go seagulls.
You're getting both.
Yeah, exactly.
So
give me the choice.
It's just which one's first. This is actually a story coming out of Edinburgh. So I've got a wee Scottish story for you. I'm just going to read out the headline because it's a cracker. Seagull eats man's tongue off sidewalk after woman bites it off.
Oh my God.
There we go.
That is a gory headline.
It is pretty gruesome. So essentially, the guy, it sounds like he deserved it. So he was coming up pretty aggressive to the woman. Doesn't sound like they knew each other, but he was coming up pretty aggressive. He had his fist ready. I don't know if he was, good chance he's drunk. I don't want to stereotype my nation,
my countrymen.
Judging by the story, sounds like he's drunk. He's coming up in an aggressive, somewhat oddly way, but she responded in a super strange way as well, and like pushed him on the body and started passionately kissing him.
What?
Which is. It's an unusual, definitely a disarming way. If you're about to hit somebody and then they start making out with you,
it's up there with dropping your pants and jerking off.
Yeah,
definitely.
Which is
also,
it sounds like that's your go-to move. If like that came out really quickly, and I don't know if you've been thinking about it over lockdown. It's like
no. Me and the lads used to say that. If you were ever mugged, this is the ideal way to get someone away from you.
It is. Are you hard because you're getting mugged?
Probably not. Probably a fucking little.
It is
probably a little baby carrot at that point, but it's probably just the force of it. Like
definitely disarming, but
not expecting it.
I'd be worried about where my trousers / shorts end up because they're around your ankles, or I'd go in from the fly because if they end up around your, then you can't even run away.
Yeah, or run after them if it's going well.
I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you've thought this through. I think you mean to get brainstorming session back again. Be like, guys, we talked it through. I think we're actually going to trip up if we need to get out of there.
I think what we need is a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
so what happened to the lady with It
doesn't even matter. I want to hear more about what happens when you get mugged. Okay, so she started making out with him, but this was similar to
a decoy.
Like jerking off was a decoy, and she kissed him passionately on the lips and then bit through his tongue.
Oh my God!
Sounds like she left the tongue in his mouth because he spat it on the floor.
Oh my God!
But I don't know if you've ever been to on the coast.
Edinburgh?
You're having Edinburgh, but you're having your chips, man, and the seagulls are just bombing you, getting your chips. I was going to say crisps, no fries. Getting your fries, but he went to pick up his tongue, and a seagull, quick as you like, boom, down and snatched up the tongue and
Jesus.
headed off with it.
And did they find it, or?
It's a fucking seagull with his tongue. No, I don't think so.
No.
He didn't have like an iPhone tracker in the tip of his tongue.
No, in the back of his tongue, probably, was it?
Yeah, it was in the back of his tongue. So that's where he got. That's where he got his COVID vaccine. So they weren't even able to track him off that. So yeah, it was.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
But he was being a douchebag and super aggressive. So is this a happy story or not?
I mean, I feel like he got. It's two sides to every story. But if he was acting in an aggressive way, should we switch from capital punishment to having your tongue eaten by seagulls? I mean, both are pretty scary.
I mean, yeah, that would definitely put me off.
I mean, they are seen as adaptable opportunists, so it's well within their. I mean, it's not a mollusk, but I think I had a tongue once I think I was in Vietnam, and
that was just a burglar or something, or a rapist or something.
Well, I was there. I'd been mugged. I dropped my pants.
It was the freshest tongue I've ever had,
it's a long story. But yeah, ultimately.
Oh God.
No, it was a cow tongue. I think it was I can't remember where I had it, but it was tasty. But then I got in my head and I could feel it kind of just licking around my stomach.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you see the Belgian farmer that accidentally moved the border?
I did. This was a good story. So, I've spent way too much time on the internet the last little bit.
No, it's in the news. Terribly important stuff. This Belgian farmer accidentally moved the border while he was plowing the field. He had to move the border stone because it was impeding his tractor's progress. And when he did, he moved the stone 2.03 meters or something inside the French border.
Oh, it was only a couple of meters.
Yeah, it was only a couple of meters, which meant that he expanded the border of Belgium. And this is not a big issue. However, it is pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that could have been a big issue, but I think it seems to have been taken in good spirits.
Yeah, it was taken in good. On both sides of the border, it was like a hilarious thing. Daisy. However, it is funny to know that if it's not resolved, it's going to go to the Belgian Foreign Ministry, who then have to pass it on to a Franco-Belgian border commission that has not been used since 1930.
Oh, I've heard of those guys. Yeah. They're the ones that if you get found guilty, they set seagulls on you.
Yeah, it's fucking just tacky. No, so it's quite funny that if it's not resolved, they're gonna have to get the band back together.
Wild Stallions.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's pretty funny.
Awesome. So are you ready to get throw the mitts off and get involved in this debate about the Cheeto in space?
Absolutely.
First off, are we calling it a Cheeto or are we calling it a what's it?
I'll call it a Cheeto.
Cheeto. Okay. Yeah. So if you're just tuning in, which is unlikely because it's a podcast and you can't just, why would you jump to the middle of a show? But we're talking about whether a Cheeto would destroy the space station, the International Space Station. It is hurtling through Earth. So a little bit of a backstory. This question popped up on Reddit. It was actually from a user's 7-year-old daughter was wondering whether a Cheeto could destroy the ISS. And it's not out of nowhere. It's not like anything, apparently anything that's traveling over 9.3 miles per second poses a risk to the space station. And I think she'd seen a story because there was some debris, some space junk heading the way that was, in space terms, was a real like, just a real skiffy, a real close flyby. It was 1.4 kilometers away, but could have taken out the space station. So that I think that's where the question has come from. So have you been brewing it and mulling it over in your mind while we've been discussing our hilarious headlines?
Absolutely no. I've been frantically trying to keep my shit together with the headlines, so not brewing this at all.
Okay, knee-jerk reaction. Can a Cheeto take down a space station?
No.
No, I think that is the overwhelming consensus. Yeah. You're probably correct.
Maybe if it was a stone or something.
Yeah, I think, as we said, NASA has refused to
I do feel like this is one of those things where they're like, no, traveling at the correct velocity and so on and so forth, that it could do damage. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is something that could come back and be like, this is possible.
Yeah, that's essentially what they're saying. Like, so one of the aerospace engineers that helped design the ISS has said that the Cheeto doesn't stand a chance and that the crew members would be completely safe. But really, anything hurtling towards the space station at that kind of speed can cause a risk.
Yeah. So then, you won't have the answer, I know, but maybe we can talk about it.
How dare you? I probably,
you definitely
definitely have the answer.
But how do they stop this in general? Like, I mean, how did they keep the International Space Station aloft for so long without having debris like that causing such irreparable damage?
Well, actually, Ewan, I do have the answer, but I want you to research it. Let me know, and then I'll tell you if you're correct or not. That way, we'll learn together, and you'll remember it better. I don't want to just, if I just tell you, one in one ear, out the other.
I'll never remember it. Yeah, so, I totally understand
exactly.
What you mean.
So if you research it, let me know, and I'll tell you if you're right or not.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, then I'll research it for the next time.
Okay, let's move that one over.
I'm going to give you a total in-depth Christopher Nolan fucking Interstellar review on it. So, yeah, be warned.
Yeah.
Did you see the woman that gave birth to 9 children?
Oh, I want to say, was it in India?
No, it was in Mali.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of kids.
You're a father of one. I'm not a father. 9 at once?
9 at once.
That's going to be a rough 18 years.
5 girls, 4 boys.
On the sleep cycle and on the wallet is going to be pretty tricky.
How many doctors and extra personnel do you think it took to deliver all 9 children?
Extra, so on top of the usual amount.
No, okay. So, in total, how many do you think it took?
What does it take for a usual, like one nurse,
actually,
a midwife?
A midwife and a nurse. Yeah, it's pretty standard.
I'm going to say that, so got to be C-section. So you're going to need surgeon, anesthetic, couple of nurses. I'm going to get maybe at least 3 or 4 people to carry them all. I'm going to go, how many fingers is that?
8.
8. I'm going to say 8.
It took 10 doctors and 25 paramedics.
Wow. I'd imagine there's a few looky-loos there, though.
I would say.
Do you think that needs, you said 25 plus, so 35 people?
Yeah.
I reckon there's a few that are going to be TikToking that. And
I haven't seen it pop up on my TikTok.
I was part of that. I was like, so I'd imagine that might be excessive. Either that
with
or
Fleetwood Mac in the background. No, that's what they said.
Is Mali? Is that got like social medical care, or is?
I'm not sure if it's social medical care.
That's going to be a hell. If that was in the States, you'd have a little bit of a medical bill to deal with. I'd imagine after 35.
I think you might need to remortgage yours and like all of your extended family's
You
homes
need to get on the dark web and start selling half of those babies.
Right now. That's a very good point. No, back by the sounds of it, the child was delivered in Mali, and the kids were on incubators for 2 weeks. But they seemed to feel that the kids needed better care than being in this hospital, so they moved them to Morocco. And now the kids and the mother are in is it Casablanca in Morocco, and that's where they are now. But I think that they were delivered in Mali at the beginning. There was
This is a feel good. So everybody's.
Yeah, man.
At the time of recording, everybody's healthy and
precisely.
Which is super unusual.
This is exactly. This is not normal for the amount of children that were born. Normally, this is not normal. But like, there's been a couple of instances where it happened in like the 70s and maybe in the early 90s, and they seen some infant mortality from it after a few days. But these kids are still healthy and still going strong. So yeah, I think, I hate to say it, but I think they're going to break the Guinness Book of Records one, where the last one was in the US, where it was 8 children that were born and came out healthy. So this is hopefully going to be one of those feel-good stories.
Well, good luck, little guys. And if Simpsons' track record is anything to go by, you'll be able to get a lot of sponsorship deals.
Yeah.
Everything's going to work out just fine.
Nancy Cartwright is like the godmother of all 9.
I've got one more animal-related story to sneak in.
Go wild.
Before I move into the more darker basement of my stories. So it was an Alaskan woman. She was out in I can't read my own writing. Chilkat Lake. So her and her brother were staying in a yurt, which are those cool little like kind of traveler tents.
Mongolian kind of nomad tents.
Yeah, quite popular. I've never stayed in one, but
they're fantastic. I stayed in one a few years ago. It was the bee's knees.
Okay, so here's her quote from her holiday. So this was an outhouse. So I sat down and immediately something bit my butt. Boom. What do you think it was? She was in Alaska. She was in Chilkat Lake.
A bear.
Outhouse. It was a fucking bear. You nailed it. We've had a lot of snake bit my butt stories, so we're mixing it up this week. This is Shannon Stevens from Alaska.
Big shout out, Shannon. I know you listen every week.
How you doing, Shannon? Hope everything downstairs.
Hope your arse is good.
Repairing up, and so I sat down and immediately something bit my butt. It was a bear. She's not sure if it was actually like. The brother is throwing a little bit of shade into the story, and he's like, I'm not sure if the bear bit it or if it clawed it.
Yeah.
But you would have thought by the wound you'd be able to tell. But he looked into the toilet and there was like just a happy little, probably not a super happy bear, just like peering back up going,
oh, no joke. The bear was in the toilet.
Yeah, it was full. So it was an outhouse. I don't know if they've had behavior modification. Behavior
because they've seen so many
behavior modification.
Oh, I like that.
That was a good one.
That's a good one.
I'll put that in the title. The because of lack of tourists, they're maybe like not able to rummage through the garbage and stuff, and are like hungry and are looking for different ways to eat. But the Chilkat Lake has now implemented a look before you sit policy. That is, look before you sit policy, not
shit.
What you're, yeah, okay.
Not with the H.
I was trying to be subtle there, but yeah,
you weren't subtle.
You kick down the door. Look before you shit policy. Sit.
Look before you shit.
All right, and
wow, I can't believe a bear got into the toilet. Mustn't have been a big bear though.
I don't know, a little brown bear. That was just right off the cuff. We don't write these. We don't write these.
Yeah. You can write stuff like that. I mean, it's too fresh.
All right. David Attenborough, I know you're listening. If you steal that, I'll be on you. I'm not going to copyright it.
I'll be on you like a bear on the ass of an Alaskan woman.
Just invite me to the premiere, and I'll get over it.
Did you see the elderly tourists that were taken to a cemetery as a lookout point?
I didn't see this one. No.
Okay, so this group of
were they involved in a heist?
No, sorry, maybe that's the wrong way to put it. For like a scenic, they went for a scenic trip, and they paid a tour guide for a scenic trip, which was supposed to be a beautiful lookout, and the guy took them to the local cemetery. And
cemeteries can be pretty.
Yeah, maybe. A lot of people were a little let down by it. It is quite funny. There is a video that shows the old people in the bus on their way to this beautiful scenic route, and they're all singing and everything. And then they get to the lookout point, and it's like, what? Gravestones? So this was in China.
I just remember another one of my school trips.
In China?
This is like a psychiatrist session or something.
Oh my God.
No,
Please tell me.
One of my school trips was to a graveyard.
Fuck off.
No, it's called the Howth in Dundee. And we went there and we took bits of paper and like a crayon, and you had to I think they were giving you you had to go and find the oldest grave or something, and then you had to make a wax drawing where you put it up against a tree and make bark. We had to do that with a gravestone.
Okay,
I went to a fucked school now. Yeah, I'm talking to you about it.
However,
they did have a witches. The thing why it was an old one, like 1800s or some shit. But there was like it was the last witch that was killed in Scotland, and she still has a grave hiding under a tree. So we went and saw that. But,
no way. That's pretty cool though.
So that's why I'm defending the story. I'm like, I'm getting like PTSD from my school days. I'm like,
when I was
graveyards are good for.
When I was in primary school, we went to Dublin. We went to a couple of places, and the 1 year was Dublin, 1 year was Lahinch, and the one in Dublin was like big city, and so clearly there's a lot for kids to see. Like, serious, you can take them to so many places. We didn't go to the Four Courts. We didn't go to Dublin Castle. We didn't go to Kilmainham. We didn't go to any of the big ones. We went to a fucking chapel in like Drumcondra or something that had the head of Oliver Plunkett. And he was a guy.
Remind me who Ollie Plunkett is?
It clearly didn't sit into my my head.
Was he running around with Paddy whacking snakes?
No, he was beatified in 1920 and canonized in 1975. Armagh, Primate of All Ireland. It doesn't sound like he was beheaded. It was just simply his head inside the church, and it was like super small, man. And like you go in and you just like stare at this little wax head. It was weird,
like a shrunken, so it'd been like kind of embalmed, or it was.
You seen any of the Harry Potters?
All of them, nah.
All of them. Okay, so the Reggie, I think the one on the night bus, the one who was like, "Hey, man,"
yeah.
Kind of like that.
He had a shrunken head, which wasn't mentioned in the books, because I went to Disneyland beforehand, and then I visited the night bus, and there was a shrunken head in the night bus, and then no mention of it in the books.
That's a very good point.
Anyway,
shrunken head, looking at it, and that was a group of 12-year-olds just like checking out a dead person.
Was everybody respectful, or did anybody?
No one gave a shit, man. It was such a bad part of the school trip. Was actually super fun, but that was just kind of crap because there was nothing to it. Like it was just going in, looking at the head, and then you're like, okay, what's next? You're like, no, we're done. Oh, okay, let's get back on the bus.
And did any of the elderly people have fun at the graveyard?
No.
They didn't enjoy it either? Okay.
No, they didn't.
Did they have to pay for this? Or
they had to pay for it. They had to pay an equivalent of €2 per person to go on this trip. And they were told that they would be going to a scenic spot where they could have lunch.
Not much can be bought for €2 these days. Unless
you're in China.
Unless you are Nicholas Corona. That's Kurona. Okay. This is a 30-year-old gentleman from Argentina.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a hell of a link. Let's all just appreciate this.
I'm appreciating the segue here. Well done.
He managed to buy the Google domain
name for Argentina.
Yeah, thank you for helping me out there.
No worries.
I just fucked up my link. I just tripped over. He managed to buy the domain name. Apparently, there was a technical issue. Google are saying they did have everything like up to date and had rebought their data. So this is essentially google.au. No, I think that's
Australia.
Google.au.
AOR?
I don't know why I went with AU. Like, there's no.
But I think it's AOR, isn't it?
Let's go with Google. So Google.ar. Something happened. Google.ar went down, and Nicholas saw an opportunity. He went online just to see what was going on, and found the Google. Oh, so it's Google.com.ar was available to purchase, and he managed to buy it for £2, and Google got in touch with him because he essentially
get in touch with him eventually because what happened originally was he bought it, and then everything was like it was this hilarious thing, and then all of a sudden Google had the domain name back, and he didn't have it, and he had actually a legit purchasing right to it, and then that was the point of it. Are Google going to give me money for this, or what's the story?
And he was out of pocket £2. Yeah, you're right. So I think essentially all it had was like, so the domain name was still there and just said owned by Nicholas Corona.
Yeah.
But it wasn't legitimately for sale because Google had everything paid up and they'd had their dues paid, and so there was just some kind of glitch in the machine.
But it's funny that Google then also have to have like a hosting platform for that. Like a GoDaddy, essentially. They themselves have to have a GoDaddy in between to do that.
Yeah, you would have thought, they'd probably just buy GoDaddy now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what? You fucking own GoDaddy. Yeah.
But it does say, it does say, they took the domain, the name. I'm going to stop saying domain. I can't, domain. They took it away from him shortly after he purchased it, and his 270 pesos, which equivalently $2, has not been returned.
Exactly. Cheap bastards.
Google did not get in touch. He wasn't paid, and he doesn't know what's going on. So, but he has got he's got a lot of publicity from this. So.
Yeah, damn straight. So, but he also works in the IT sector, so now it's going to be good publicity. But surely you would like to see at least 5 or 6 million towards that.
Yeah, just a little bit of a
kickback.
Yeah,
come on.
Why not?
Did you see the Grand Canyon lottery to kill all the bison?
So I did again. So we
are literally reading all the same shit.
I just completed the internet. This is where the bison have surged back, and now there's too many of them.
There's not too many of them. This is ridiculous.
But this is from the Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, Leslie Knowles is in there.
Leslie Knope has sent out a request for, I think it was only 3 people they asked for, was it not?
I don't know how many they asked for, but they got 45,000 applicants.
Yeah, I think it was only 3 or 4 people they needed, trained professionals to go in and reduce the population.
How many fucking people follow that like specific little niche of like, hey, we're looking for applicants. 45,000 in 48 hours. They had to close the applications in 48 hours because 45,000 people applied. That's nuts, man.
Today's my day.
It's like, yeah,
Gonna take down a bison.
It's like a fucking U2 concert or something. It's crazy. Did you know that they maintained 30 to 60 million bison were alive in the 1800s? And by the end of it, 400, I'm just taking this from BBC, but 400 were all that remained.
If I didn't read the story, I just read the headline on this one, but I think it was a tactic of the British or the Americans to like just destroy the food source of the Indians.
Yeah,
that was so the intention was to wipe them out.
Yeah, they did it, but now we're like at how many? I think it's like 800 or 1,000, and they want to take it back to 400.
No, I think okay, maybe in that area, but I think overall in America, the population has
for sure.
I think they've done,
but in this general area. Oh, I get what you mean. So you mean that the area would be okay? I understand. So the area would be so small that 400 or 600 would be too much in that specific area.
I don't know shit about shit. And that's the point of the show.
I don't know shit about shit.
I am not condoning going and shooting these animals or any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that they did a phenomenal effort of taking it from something that was on the brink of extinction and bringing it back to being like incredibly populous. Hopefully, like what they're doing with the black-footed ferrets. And
did you see
the Wild Stallions?
Did you see the stipulations to kill them though?
No.
You're not allowed to have, and a big part of hunting nowadays is that you have a little John Deere like run around, which is kind of like, it looks like a golf cart, but it's a farm cart, and it has essentially
an ATV kind of thing.
An ATV off-road thing that they can take the carcasses and stuff off premises. But
bison's a big lad.
2,000 kilos.
Right. So you need a John Deere. So that's a nice little sponsorship for.
No, they're not allowed. They're not allowed. You have to take it. It's a 900 kilo animal, and you're not allowed to take it out by motorized vehicle.
Just gotta throw it over your shoulder and walk it out.
Or you can't take pack animals, which is also, they used to take donkeys for it, and they still do that in Montana. You can't.
America, I love you, but there is not 45,000 of you. They can throw a 900 kilo.
Exactly. How the fuck are you going to do that? Like you can take a team with you to dismember it and to take it out, because this is not like happening on the roadside. This is not on a freeway or something. This is, you're a bit far away from shit, So so they expect them to do the culling, but also take the animals out of there without ATVs or pack animals.
That seems like a lot of work.
Yeah. So if you can't do that, you're not eligible.
You know what would help you do that?
What?
2,300 kilograms of cocaine.
Booyah.
Then sticking a 900 kilogram bison on your back would be zero fucking issue.
Yeah, it's fucking party time.
I think here on Celts in the Caribbean, we have brought you quite a few stories that have involved copious amounts of drugs. And this one is from Tottenham Industrial Estate in North London. They have found one of the UK's largest ever drug seizures, which was, as I said, 2,300 kilograms of cocaine. We've also talked about our lack of knowledge of what the street value of that kind of... Any idea? 2,300 kilograms of cocaine is worth how much, Yunan?
I'm going to guess 500 million.
You're not You're not like mega far off. 184 million.
That's pretty fucking far off.
It's 2 or 3 times. Like, it's not bad.
It's like 300 million off.
I don't know. I don't know what I guess. So it's fine. So it's one of, and it was just found in crates of bananas. I think it came from. It was
somewhere was bananas.
Colombia probably. So yeah, UK's largest ever drug. Well, one of UK's largest ever drug seizures. And coincidentally, if you snorted 23,000 kilos of cocaine, you would also have one of UK's largest ever drug seizures.
Hey.
I did write that one.
You wrote it. I love it.
I didn't physically write it down. I just had it in my head.
I've probably physically wrote down about 4 jokes since we've started, but yeah, that is very good. I like that.
Awesome.
Did you see the Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul thing?
I did. Oh,
it's ramping up.
We're already hitting our mark, and I just realized, I was like, I had that written down, but I've got a whole page that I've not even touched. It is ramping up.
Did you see the developments yesterday?
Jake Paul is getting his greasy little fingers involved in this, trying to keep himself relevant.
Relevant. It's all about relevance, huh? It's so fucking weird. And it was a
dick move.
Yeah.
This is one of the greatest of all time in his profession. Floyd Mayweather, undefeated, heavyweight boxer.
No, he's not heavyweight.
Floyd's not?
No, he's like flyweight.
Fuck off. I thought if I put it down on this level, I clearly still don't know how this technology works. That wouldn't go off. Anyway, he's flyweight? Okay. Anyway, doesn't matter. One of the greatest boxers of all time.
Lightweight, welterweight, featherweight. Yeah.
Okay. Making some serious cash. I wouldn't fuck with him. No,
man, he's got his shit together.
If he challenged me to a fight, straight away, drop my trousers
and start jerking off. Absolutely, that's my tactical.
Then
class.
Make out with him and bite off his tongue. That's the classic go-to, which is probably what Logan Paul will have to do if he has any chance.
And we here at Celts in the Caribbean are running such classes for the next 2 months.
Self-defense. Specifically for Logan Paul.
Did you see the event yesterday with the fucking the pre-fight bullshit that they get together and they talk? And boxing has become WWF. Fucking UFC is slowly becoming WWF also. It's just awful. And
Fight Island.
Yeah, it's just kind of sucks. I mean, it's kind of interesting to watch and fun, but it also takes away from the sport, from people like John L. Sullivan back in the day, fucking going 112 rounds and stuff. This is it was a sport that was for, intense manliness, and now it's fucking Logan Paul or Jake Paul. I'm sorry, stealing his hat and going, got your hat. And then fucking Floyd Mayweather loses his shit and then goes into the crowd and starts trying to get it.
One of his security guards punched Jake Paul. And Jake Paul apparently has been on a FaceTime with Trump this week as well. He's just for those of you that are woke out there, Jake Paul is thirsty as fuck for attention.
He is.
He's a thirsty little bitch.
And is it Jake or Logan who's currently going through a sexual assault claim?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's both of them.
I mean, come on. These guys are just fucking trailer trash. They're just
I think they're the opposite. I think they're just stupid money.
Really?
Well, I do. Well, I know they have silly money now, but I don't know what their background is. But I feel like you need a little bit of a leg up in order to get that famous. How did they get famous? Just pranking people and
just doing stupid videos on YouTube. So
actually, you can get famous doing that. So don't you give up, little trailer trash guy.
Yesterday, I saw
you can still be famous.
it was something like Jake Paul versus Logan because they're brothers. Like one was at like 23 million accumulated assets or something like that, and the other one was like now at 21.
It's mental money.
Yeah, it's mental money for people who do not do anything.
Because Logan's doing stuff like the NFTs that we talked about, non-fungible token. He's also doing the Pokemon cards. It's like it's ridiculous. For you and me, it seems like it's ridiculous, but it's working, and they're making like some serious money.
Yeah, man,
like,
they're going to make some good money on this. And one of them just fought Ben Askren from the UFC.
Yeah, Jake Paul's 3-0.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of him, man.
Whereas Logan, I think
he knocked him out in a minute.
This is his third professional fight, and I think he drew his first loss to
However,
KSI.
you have to look at it and say, like, they did come from being wrestlers. They both were wrestlers. Like, they came from a wrestling background as a family, and now they, obviously they're fucking around on YouTube.
Oh, again, man. We should delete this. We're running late. Oh, everybody can hear my broken speakers.
Please support Alan and
get on Patreon and
get on Patreon. Let's get him a new laptop.
Buy a vagina candle so we can afford some decent tech.
But
it's working. Like, to be fair, like the boxing matches I've watched in the last 10 years are Mayweather, Pacquiao, and our old mate Colin McGregor.
Connor, you fucking corrected yourself, and then you were
I was about to say Conor McGregor.
Do you know what? I'm going to
Colin.
just call him Colin. No, but I mean, there's some really I loved like the Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. I like those two. Like, they actually seem like category a decent category boxer, but like, this is nonsense. Like, there's so many exhibition bouts, and now it's going to be like a serious pay-per-view because he built it up as of yesterday. How did you see any of the video?
Where they're playing us like puppets, and it's going to work because
Mayweather, man, clocked him so hard, man. You could hear the fucking slap. It was crazy.
Oh, Jake?
Yeah. So that makes full on. I was watching it last night. Like, you could hear the click. You could hear the fucking slap.
So that makes it like feel like it's all set up, or he'd be done for like, because that's assault.
Yeah. So for Jake, it's set up. I think how I seen Mayweather come across was just angry and not set up, like legit pissed off.
This is just disrespectful.
Like, disrespectful. And
because he did an exhibition match a few years ago with I think it was a Thai fighter.
Yeah,
like, and that was over in 43 seconds or
exactly.
something.
He beat the shit out of him. Yeah,
I feel like this'll. I mean, Logan has, even as even the people he's fighting that aren't professionals, he's not winning against. Like, he drew a KSI. I think he lost with him.
Yeah, but like the Ben Askren, was that Logan or
no, that's
Jake?
Jake's
that was Jake.
3 wins, 0 defeats.
Okay.
Logan, who's fighting Mayweather, I don't know if he's even won anything. Like, and he's going up against one of the greatest of all time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's a money grab, and it's going to work. And I absolutely want to see.
Maybe I can. If you want, I'll buy the fight, and we can just watch it here.
You're damn straight. It's WWF. Like,
a little bit. Like, it's
everybody.
Too much.
Like, Logan's pitching himself as the person, like the oh fuck,
Roddy.
Don't you dare say Roddy Piper. He's a legend. Rick the Hitman Hart. You know, it's you're gonna
Bret the Hitman Hart.
No. Bret was a good guy. I'm thinking of the blondie. Ric Flair. You are watching that match because you want to see Logan get his head kicked in.
Totally. After watching that yesterday, and he said it 3 more times after he had the hat in his hand. He's like, "Got your hat," but like after the first time, he got a slap, and you could see that he got a slap. So then it's like, and he was so shook, man. And then every time he said it afterwards, he was just like, got your hat. Like, he was just like fucking totally shook into the court. Like, he got a good slam, and I hope he gets plenty more.
It worked. It got it in the news.
Yeah, exactly, man. Now we're talking about it.
Well, it is an hour and 10 minutes. We're going to have to wrap up, but I do want to leave you with... I'm just going to leave you with 2 quick stories so that I don't carry them, because I can't carry any more over onto next week because I'm already so far behind.
Otherwise, then it'll be called history.
There was a drug scandal at the Checkers World event.
Yeah. That's the dog show, right?
No. This is the drafts. Checkers.
Oh, it's the horse one.
No. I'm talking like chess. So chessboard, but with like little round black and white things.
Okay.
We're on the same page.
Okay. Board games.
It was a board game. It was not quite the chess grandmasters, but the drafts grandmasters. But so about an hour into like I don't know if it's, who gives a fuck, final. Let's say the final. Somebody had to run in and take the Russian flag off of one of the tables because Russia is still serving a 2-year ban on all international sports for doping. So you're not allowed to put the Russian flag up. And this was the grand final of the Checkers. Who gives a fuck? Like, either way, doping scandal in Checkers.
And was Russia involved in it or no?
Yeah. That's why the flag was up there. It wasn't like Chad Logan up there, like fucking flying the Russian flag around. I'm gonna have to. Shit, it's about to go. Hope you had a great episode, everybody. I can't delete it. I don't know why it's not going.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. All right, thanks for listening. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Cheers.
Good night.
Night.